There is a time of day that most people never truly meet. Comes before the traffic, before the messages, before the noise, before the world starts asking for your attention. It is quiet, it is dark, and for many people it feels useless. But for one young man, that silent hour became the door to a new life. His name was Rayyan. Rayyan was not lazy. He was not weak. He was not without dreams. He was simply stuck. Every day he woke up late, rushed out of bed, and began his day already behind. His small room was always messy. His clothes were always thrown over a chair. His mind was always full, but his life was empty. He worked at a small repair shop near the old bus station. From morning until evening, he fixed broken radios, fans, lamps, and sometimes phones. His hands were skilled, but his income was small. At the end of each week, he counted his money and felt the same pain. Rent, food, bills, debt. Nothing was left. He watched other people grow. Some opened shops. Some bought motorbikes. Some moved to better homes. Rayyan stayed in the same place with the same problems, carrying the same tired face. At night, he would lie on his bed and promise himself, "Tomorrow will be different." But tomorrow always arrived the same way. Late, rushed, confused, heavy. He wanted to change his life, but he never had time. Or at least that is what he believed. One evening, after a long day at the repair shop, an old man came in with a broken clock. The clock was large, wooden, and old. It looked like something from another life. The old man placed it carefully on the counter and said, "Can you fix this?" Rayyan looked at it and nodded. "I can try." The old man smiled. "Good, but be careful with it. This clock has been with me for 40 years. Rayyan opened the back of the clock. Inside, the parts were dusty but not destroyed. The machine was tired, not dead. As he worked, the old man sat quietly and watched him. After some time, the old man said, "You have good hands." Rayyan gave a small smile. "Good hands don't pay big bills." The old man looked at him for a moment. "Maybe your hands are not the problem," he said. Rayyan stopped working. "What do you mean?" The old man leaned forward and said, "A man can have talent and still lose his life if he gives his first hour to the world." Rayyan did not understand. The old man continued, "Most people wake up and immediately become servants. Servants of messages, servants of noise, servants of other people's problems. But the person who owns the first hour of the day slowly begins to own his life." Rayyan laughed softly. "Sir, I barely sleep enough. How can I wake up early?" The old man smiled. "Then keep sleeping. But do not complain when your life stays asleep too." Those words hit Rayyan harder than he expected. That night, he returned to his room. He ate a simple dinner and sat on the edge of his bed. The room was quiet, but his mind was loud. Do not complain when your life stays asleep too. He looked around. The broken chair, the unpaid bills, the dusty notebook full of old ideas, the cheap phone with endless distractions, the life he kept saying he would change someday. Then he asked himself one honest question. What am I really waiting for? He had no answer. So that night, for the first time in years, Rayyan made a small decision. Not a huge decision, not a dramatic one, not a promise to become rich overnight. Just one decision. He set his alarm for 5 a.m. When the alarm rang, his body hated him. The room was cold. The sky outside was still dark. His blanket felt warm, safe, and comfortable. A voice in his head said, "Sleep. One day will not matter." But another voice whispered, "This is how every wasted year begins, with one more excuse." Rayyan sat up. That was the first victory. He washed his face with cold water. He made tea. He opened the small dusty notebook that had been sitting on his table for months. On the first page, he wrote, "My first hour belongs to me." He did not know what to do next, so he began simply. He cleaned his room, not because cleaning a room changes a life, but because a man who cannot control his room will struggle to control his future. He folded his clothes. He cleared the table. He threw away useless papers. He arranged his tools. By the time the sun rose, the room looked different. But more importantly, Rayyan felt different. For the first time, the day had not attacked him. He had entered the day prepared. At work, he noticed something strange. His mind was calmer. He made fewer mistakes. He worked faster. Customers spoke, and he listened better. That night, he slept earlier. The next morning, the alarm rang again. This time, getting up was harder. The first day had been emotional. The second day was real discipline. His body was sore. His mind wanted comfort. The world outside was still dark. But Rayyan remembered the clean room. He remembered the feeling of control. So he got up again. This time, he opened his notebook and wrote down every small repair skill he knew. Fans, radios, lights, phone screens, chargers, wiring, small machines. Then he wrote another list. Things people needed repaired quickly. He noticed something. Many shop owners opened late. Many customers came early before work, but no repair shop was ready. People had to leave their items and return later. Rayyan saw an opportunity hiding in the morning. The next day, he woke up early again. He reached the repair shop before everyone else. He cleaned the front area. He placed a small handwritten sign outside. Early repair service available, 7 a.m. The shop owner laughed when he saw it. "Who will come this early?" Rayyan said. "People who do not have time later." The first day, only one man came. He needed his phone charger fixed before traveling. Rayyan repaired it in 10 minutes. The man paid him and said, "You saved my day." That sentence stayed with Rayyan. The next day, 3 people came, then 5, then 8. Within a month, the early morning customers became regular customers. Office workers, drivers, students, shopkeepers, people who were too busy during the day started coming early. Rayyan was still doing the same type of work, but now he was ahead of everyone else. He was not waiting for opportunity. He was meeting it before sunrise. His boss noticed the extra income and gave him a small raise. But Rayyan did not spend it. Every morning after his first hour, he studied. He watched repair tutorials. He learned basic phone diagnostics. He learned how to speak better with customers. He learned how to write simple service prices. He learned how to manage money. Slowly, the first hour became more than a habit. It became his school, his planning room, his training ground, his quiet place. While others were still asleep, Rayyan was becoming someone new. After 6 months, he had saved enough to buy better tools. After 1 year, he rented a small corner inside the same market and started his own repair table. People already knew him as the early repair guy. His first customers came before sunrise. They trusted him because he was always there, on time, prepared, calm, ready. But success brought new pressure. Now Rayyan had more work than he could handle. Some days he felt tired again. Some nights he wanted to quit the morning routine because life had become better. Then he realized something important. Discipline is not only needed when life is hard. Discipline is needed even more when life gets comfortable. So he protected his first hour. No phone, no scrolling, no gossip, no excuses. Every morning he asked 3 questions. What must be done today? What problem needs solving? What kind of man am I becoming? These questions changed him. He stopped reacting to life. He started directing it. He hired one young helper, a quiet boy who reminded him of his younger self. Rayyan taught him repairs, but more than that, he taught him mornings. He said, "The day belongs to everyone, but the first hour belongs only to the person brave enough to take it." Years passed. Rayyan's small repair table became a proper shop, then 2 shops, then a training center where young people learned practical skills. One morning, he stood outside his shop before sunrise. The street was still quiet. The shutters of other businesses were closed. The air was cool. The sky was slowly turning blue. He remembered his old room, the unpaid bills, the heavy mornings, the empty promises, and he smiled. The world had not changed in one day. He had changed one morning at a time. People started calling him lucky. They said, Rayyan was in the right place at the right time. But Rayyan knew the truth. He was not in the right place by accident. He had trained himself to arrive early, to think early, to prepare early, to move before the noise began. Luck did not wake him up at 5 a.m. Discipline did. One day, the same old man returned to the market. He was older now. His steps were slower. In his hands, he carried the same wooden clock. Rayyan recognized him immediately. He stood up and welcomed him with respect. The old man looked around the shop, the workers, the customers, the clean counters, the tools, the young students learning in the back room. Then he smiled. "So," the old man said, "did you learn to own your first hour?" Rayyan lowered his eyes and smiled. "I learned that the first hour was never just about time," he said. "It was about identity." The old man nodded. "Yes, a man who wins the morning does not just change his schedule. He changes the way he sees himself." Rayyan repaired the old clock again, but this time he refused to take money. The old man placed his hand on the clock and said, "Remember this, a clock can show time, but it cannot give purpose. Purpose must come from the person holding the time." That night, Rayyan could not stop thinking about those words. The next morning, he woke up before the alarm. He walked to the street before sunrise. He watched the quiet city. For a few moments, there was no pressure, no customers, no bills, no noise, just silence. And in that silence, he understood something deeply. The early morning is not powerful because it is magical. It is powerful because it gives you space. Space to think, space to plan, space to pray, space to build, space to become honest with yourself. Most people do not lose their dreams in one big failure. They lose them slowly. 5 more minutes of sleep, 1 more day of delay, 1 more excuse, 1 more promise of tomorrow. But a life can also be rebuilt slowly. 1 early morning, 1 clean room, 1 written plan, 1 learned skill, 1 brave action before the world wakes up. Rayyan became successful, but the money was not the real victory. The real victory was that he no longer felt helpless. He no longer woke up as a victim of the day. He woke up as the owner of it. And that is the lesson. You do not need perfect conditions to change your life. You do not need everyone to believe in you. You do not need a loud announcement. Sometimes all you need is 1 silent hour. 1 hour before the world demands your attention. 1 hour before excuses become strong. 1 hour before fear wakes up. Use that hour, not to prove anything to others, but to remind yourself that your life is still in your hands. Because the person you become in the quiet will decide the life you build in the noise. So tomorrow morning, when the alarm rings and the room is still dark, remember this story. Your future will not shout. It will whisper. It will whisper in the silence before sunrise. And it will ask you one simple question. Will you sleep again, or will you rise? If the story inspired you, take 1 small step tomorrow morning. Wake up early. Sit in silence. Write your plan. Clean your space. Learn one skill. Do one thing your future self will thank you for. Because before the world wakes up, your new life can begin.